Welcome, everybody, to a new series, the Win Now Baltimore Ravens series. I did this a few years ago with the Dallas Cowboys, and I thought, what the heck, why not? Let's do it with the Baltimore Ravens. They've been struggling this year. They are sitting at 4-5, and we're going to start pretty much at the spot right now here. In about an hour, this game is actually going to be on. We're going to start in Week 11. From there, we're going to obviously try to go through, get to the division title, win the division, get into the playoffs from 1-5, and get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson. If anybody doesn't know out there, or you're new, I am a big Baltimore Ravens fan, obviously. So this series is going to be probably fun, but also more nerve-wracking and more pressure, I would think, because I want to win for sure. I always want to win, even with the Bears franchise or Purdue or anything like that, but this is going to be a lot of pressure. Let's take a look at the schedule, the recap so far. That Bills game, they should have won. I mean, come on. How do you blow that lead at the end? Ridiculous. The tip pass. You need a little luck to go your side. Buffalo did, and they got it. Week 2 against the Browns, they come back. They went 41-17. Now, I'll tell you what, I watched that whole game, obviously, as a Ravens fan. That game wasn't 41-17. They didn't play that well in that game. Yeah, they just really didn't. Now, they get just completely railroaded by the Lions. They had a lead in that game, but just went away. And Kansas City, where everything falls apart. Lamar gets hurt. Humphrey gets hurt. Roquan gets hurt. Kyle Hamilton gets hurt. I mean, it's just all around bad. And I thought, oh, man, this is about as worse as you can get. Then it goes to the Texans game. And the Texans just come in there. It was like no life. 44-10. At that time, you're thinking, man, this has got to be, something's got to change. Maybe Harbaugh's out. I don't know. They got to change something defensively. Zach Orr, the defensive coordinator, not good. And they come back in the Rams. They play a really solid game. They just couldn't do anything offensively. Cooper Rush is absolutely terrible. Just saying that right now. Really bad. And they get the bye week perfectly, I think. They hit the bye week at the exact time. Now, a lot of people thought Lamar was going to come back for this game, but he did not. But at least they went with Tyler Huntley. The offense looked a little bit better. Defense improved. And they beat a good Bears team at that time, won 4 in a row. Then a quick week, Lamar comes back, 4 touchdowns. Defense looks really good. 28-6 victory. And then last Sunday, they beat the Vikings in a tough game. I mean, Minnesota's a very good team, very good defensively. That's a tough road environment. And now this is the 3rd straight road game, taking on the Browns, and then you got the Jets after this. So the schedule, obviously, a little easier, but still, to me, these division games aren't easy. You never know what can happen in division. I mean, look at Miami and Buffalo. You just never know division games, what can happen. So they're never easy. And then you end with Green Bay and obviously at Pittsburgh. So these next 2 games, even though this Cleveland game is going to be tough, on the road division game, which they lost last year, you got to win this game. The whole thing that's really kind of worked for Baltimore so far this year, even though the terrible, start to the season they had, is Pittsburgh's not doing any better. And then Cincinnati, the injury to Joe Burrow, but I don't know if that's really made much of a difference because Joe Flacco's been balling out. It's their defense, which is pretty much historically bad. It's so bad. I'm not a Bengals fan at all. Not at all. Trust me. I was a Ravens fan. No way. Hatred for Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and Cleveland is there. But, man, when you see Jamar Chase sitting there on the sidelines, like just putting up monster numbers, and he knows your defense just completely blew the game, you just got to be like, man, that's got to suck. As for the rest of the AFC, I mean, Indy has been very solid. 8-2. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is an absolute beast. But I still don't trust Daniel Jones. I saw him in that Pittsburgh game. I don't trust him. I just think if he faces a solid defense, I don't know. You're just going to have to stop Jonathan Taylor. The defense is solid as well, but still, Taylor's the key there. Jacksonville, too inconsistent at the moment. New England is like the surprise. Drake May is just balling right there. They've won 7 in a row. I'm going to obviously force them to win because they are 9-2 in real life. They beat the Jets on Thursday night. But they're playing really well, but same thing. Their schedule, that division, we'll see. I'd like to see them against maybe better competition, but hey, you can only beat who you face, right? Buffalo, same thing. It's just a weird team. Josh Allen, obviously one of the best quarterbacks in football, but it's so inconsistent sometimes. I know Buffalo fans complain they don't have a lot of weapons, but I don't know. They have a decent amount of offense. Defense is okay. And they got Denver fantastic defense. Do you trust their offense? Not really. Chargers could be on the rise, and you can never count out Kansas City. They're going to... I'd love for them to miss the playoffs. I just don't think it's going to happen. With Mahomes, their defense, they're starting to get some weapons. Really, Kansas City, unfortunately, is probably the most dangerous team in the AFC going forward. That's what I would say. Man, a lot of people would say this Ravens team, but yeah, Kansas City more than likely. But we have a chance. Started 1-5, won 3 in a row. We're going to see if we can win 4 in a row here in Cleveland. And the way this series is going to go, because obviously it's just one season. This isn't a rebuild or anything. We're not going to do multiple seasons. It's literally one and done. That is it. That's the point of this series, to try to win now. So it's a one and done series. If we miss the playoffs, that's it. If we lose in the playoffs, that's it. Goal is to win a Super Bowl. So we're pretty much, I think, going to just do one game at a time, because obviously it's not going to be a lot. So this is obviously a limited series. But here we go. We're taking on this Cleveland Browns team on the road. Here is Derrick Henry with the carry. And that is going to be a first down. Now, you know, obviously, as a fan, you're watching, you sometimes, why did you run that play? Or, you know, come on, you got to call this and such. And now I get to control it a little bit here, and I'm probably going to utilize Derrick Henry a little bit more. But I got to say, this offensive line for Baltimore, it's not good. Falele on that right guard position, dude, I just watched some tape on him. Dude gets lost a lot. Here is Zay Flowers with the catch, and Flowers has got a first down at the 40. But yeah, Rosengarten's going to be a little bit shaken up, not good. So, I like Emory Jones is in. I hope he gets some playing time in real life, honestly. Flowers to the outside on second down, gets close to another first. And here's a spot this Ravens offense has really struggled this season. 3rd and shorts, which is kind of weird when you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And that's going to be short. We're going to be stuffed. Jerome Baker is there, but we're going to go for this. 4th and 1. You got Big 22 back there. You got the king. Give him the ball up the middle. There you go. Push some guys forward, and a first down to the 18-yard line. And Schlesinger, I think, is a tad bit shaken up. And he's a solid linebacker, too. This Cleveland defense definitely has talent. They just got to figure stuff out offensively. But 3rd and 5. Over the middle. Zay Flowers with the move. And Flowers is in for an opening drive touchdown. Great job down the field. Running, passing, everything looking good. Getting your big-time guys involved. And it's a 7-0 lead. All right, here comes Dylan Gabriel for this Cleveland offense. You can see 7 touchdowns, 2 picks. You know, is he the quarterback going forward for Cleveland? I have no idea. I'm not quite sure. As here comes Quinshon Judkins with the carry. I like Judkins a lot. I think he is. I think he's going to be a premier back. No doubt about it. He has got so much talent. Easily. Very, very good. But a 3rd and 6. These are the spots we want to put this Browns team in. As Gabriel looking, can't find anything. Pressure from Mike Green. Throws that one away. See what this flag is. It's going to be holding offensively. We'll just decline that penalty. And we'll force a Cleveland 3 and out. So back on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Emory Jones is in there right now on the right side, but Myles Garrett is there as well. As Lamar's going to take off up the middle. Lamar's going to make some room. Got it up to the 42-yard line and a first down. Yeah, do you want a rookie tackle on Myles Garrett? That just sounds awful. Let's hand this ball off to Derrick Henry with running room. Henry carrying defenders down to the 41. Great start to this ball game. 5 carries, 43 yards. Looking pretty good here so far. But a 3rd and 9 for this offense. Lamar looking. Fires. Has Flowers, but he overthrows him. Incomplete. So that'll set up a Tyler Loop 57-yard field goal attempt here. Loop's been very good this season. And can we get a 10-0 lead? Kick is up, and it is good. So 10-0 lead here early on in this first half. Now let's get back at it. Kyle Hamilton moving up the box. That has been a big deal. As Judkins with some running room, though, as Teddy Buchanan will bring him down. But bringing Kyle Hamilton up into the box, you know, making that trade and just allowing him to kind of roam around has just been a big deal for this defense. It really has. I mean, he is such a playmaker. And I'm not sure what that throw was, as Awuzie is going to pick it off. Gabriel just completely underthrew his receiver, and even if he overthrows him a little bit, back there's Malachi Starks, and that's going to be a pick, and we'll take over at the 42-yard line. Man, that throw was awful. Really awful. So we got some really good field position here off the turnover. We're going to play action, but that's not going to work as Jerome Baker. Mark Andrews just didn't even attempt to block him as Baker comes through for a big sack as we move into the second quarter. Going to set up a screen here to Justice Hill. Hill some running room. He picks up decent yardage, 11 as, is that Lamar? Lamar is shaking up. That's not good. Huntley's in the ball game. This could make this win now thing really hard if Lamar's out. Huntley incomplete pass. The pressure from Myles Garrett. Bruised ribs for Lamar. We're keeping him. I'm taking the risk. He has to stay in the game. We're just going to have to run the ball a little bit more. Man, that is what I want to see this first game. As what a play. Absolute just breakdown in defense. As they roll the other way, switch back, and man, great play for Cleveland. And they're finally in business here. Best play of the game for them offensively is Gabriel looking, but the ball is loose. Is that Teddy Buchanan who came in, sacked him? Cleveland does recover. But now that's a 3rd and 19. Just keep everything underneath of us. And they're going to set up a screen here to Junkins, but we got guys out there. Awuzie gets juked out of his mind. But coming up is Marlon Humphrey and Mike Green, which Marlon Humphrey actually is going to be inactive for this game, so probably should have thought about that, but whatever. We're starting our kind of own thing. But at least we get the stop. Lamar back in there. We're going to be a little careful. Yeah, slide down. Don't want to take the hits there. Don't want to risk any further injury. 3rd and 2. Quick throw to the outside of Andrews, and that is going to be caught but short as this Cleveland defense will force a punt. If you guys want to, I'm going to continue with this series probably regardless, honestly. I love playing. It's great when you play with your favorite team underneath. Nice coverage there, incomplete. But really support this series. I really appreciate it. That'd be great. Just hit that like button if you're new here. Subscribe. We got Bears franchise coming up. We got, NFC Championship game as Kyle Hamilton's going to pick it off. Yeah, that's an arm punt for Dylan Gabriel, but we played it perfectly, and Hamilton's going to get the pick. Last year in this game, he dropped an interception, which would have sealed the game. And maybe he doesn't seal the game. Obviously, we're in the second quarter, but getting a little, mindset. We're back at it here. There we go. Exactly what we want to see. And get this guy the ball. Derrick Henry breaking tackles. 2 defenders off of him. Ward finally brings him down, but Henry is having a fantastic game here so far. Honestly, I'd give him like 30 carries a game. Just give it to Henry with Ricard mowing some people over. Same with Stanley out there. Close to another first down. 11 for 88 start for Derrick Henry. So at the 17, 3:30 left here in this first half. Play action. Lamar looking. Look out. Gets out of one sack. Lamar's going to take off. Jukes out another defender, and he gets down to the 2-yard line. Great job getting out of that sack for Lamar. He is a tough guy to bring down. We got 2nd and goal from the 4. Lamar looking. Here comes the pressure. Fires in a wide open Mark Andrews for the touchdown. Telling you, honestly, if I could really think about doing live commentary for these games, I don't know if I would want to put that out. The frustration sometimes, especially when you're playing with your favorite team. Yeah, the frustration comes out. Maybe I'd have to do it for one game. I don't know. I'd have to watch it because Gabriel's going to take off. Like this play, just pure frustration as Gabriel takes off up to the 44-yard line in the first down. If anybody's ever noticed, obviously, I don't, there is not much swearing going on in this channel at all. I don't do it at all. Just, not my thing. But if you've got some live commentary me playing these games, yeah, you might hear that. That's for sure. Yeah. But honestly, when I'm watching games, I'm pretty quiet most of the time until we get to tense moments. A lot of times I try to just sit back, let the game play out. It's tough sometimes, but that's going to be a sack or not? Wouldn't that be a fumble? Man, unless it was deflected back. I don't know. That was a weird play. But anyway, yeah. It'd be interesting. Could happen. We'll see. Flowers with the grab. He's up to the 29. We'll call a timeout. We still got 40 seconds left. Trying to get in field goal range here. Add another one to make this 20-0. Lamar's going to... Looking around, just going to dump it down to Bateman. Bateman didn't even try, and it's going to be a pick. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. That was... Come on. And now Cleveland is going to dump this down to Jerry Jeudy with a great catch, and he's got a first down to the 19. They have all their timeouts, plenty of time here. Trying to get on the board here before halftime, and they get the ball to start the second half as Junkins with the carry. Junkins is going to pick up 14, down to the 5. So first and goal from the 5. Gabriel looking, he's going to take off himself, room in the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. So the miscommunication between Lamar and Bateman leads to the pick. Cleveland takes advantage, and they get this within 10. Like I said, they get the ball to come out of the second half, too. So they could get this to a one-score game easily. Let's go around the league. It's going to be interesting, too, with this series, how stuff matches up. We'll see how Madden matches up with real life. We'll have to see that. All right, Chicago. DeAndre Swift with the carry. He's in for the touchdown. Well, it's weird to see Bear highlights right now, isn't it? You say, hey, Bears franchise, NFC Championship coming up. DeAndre Swift in for the touchdown. The Bears get a 20-10 victory. All right, Carolina, Atlanta. My guess is Atlanta wins this game. I don't think. Madden just loves Atlanta. I just don't know. Now, Atlanta could win this game regardless. Carolina is such a finicky team. I don't know. I mean, they battle. They got some really good run game. McMillan is a beast of a receiver. Defense has got some guys. I don't know about Carolina. It's like, I feel like a lot of the NFL's like that. It's just like, I don't know. I have no idea. Same thing with these two teams. I trust, you got really good quarterback matchup here with Baker and Josh Allen. As is an absolute downpour right there in Buffalo. Cold rain game, and Buffalo comes out with the victory 24-13. But, some game, I don't know. I don't know. There's not a lot of teams I trust, honestly. But Cincinnati beats Pittsburgh 31-17. That is huge. Because if we win this game, we are in first place. As Marlowe's going to knock that one away incomplete. So that is huge. Underneath, that's going to be caught and just... Well, they'll give him the first down. So Tillman with the first down grab. Now, honestly, it's really weird because how are these games final? Isn't this a 1 o'clock game? I'm so confused. Maybe because this is now I would have to say this is an online franchise, obviously, to get to that spot. You can't do offline with that. So this is an offline franchise, obviously. My Bears franchise is an offline franchise. I just like more control that way. So maybe that's why. Maybe it just completely sims the game. I don't know. I swear this is a 1 o'clock game. I could be totally wrong. Lamar over the middle. Dangerous throw, but Mark Andrews has the grab. And Mark Andrews has got a first down. Dangerous throw, but you're trusting in your tight end to go up and get it. Lamar, that's not good. Please recover that. We finally do. I don't know who recovered that down low, but finally get recovery there. Man, that was really close to being some bad stuff right there. 3rd and 14. We'll roll out underneath. There you go to Bateman. Bateman's got it. Bateman's got the first down. We'll absolutely take... No, this is a 4:25 game. Wow, okay. Didn't know that. That is actually news to me. We're going to find DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop with the catch. So that one makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, I didn't even know that. I thought it was a 1 o'clock game. There you go. Derrick Henry with the carry. That'll be a first down to the 13. That is Myles Garrett shaking up. That could be absolutely huge for Cleveland in this game, depending if he can return or not. So we'll go to Derrick up the middle. Continues just to drive forward, and Derrick Henry down to the 5. Over 100 yards. Looking good here today. We'll absolutely take it. Tease. He is a little bit out of gas, though, but just enough to pick up the first down. Give us a new set of downs. Get us to the 1 yard line. And like I said, here is the trouble area for this Ravens offense. 2nd and goal from the 2. Hand to Derrick Henry. Not this time. He powers forward in for the touchdown. And we'll get this back up to a 17-point lead, 24-7. I said before, I don't mind giving this guy like 30 carries a game. That's okay with me. All right, here comes Junkins and this Cleveland offense. Hamilton there makes the stop. Sets up a 3rd and 8. Gabriel to throw. Looking. Going up top for Jerry Jeudy as Awuzie. What happened there? He was right there step for step with Jerry Jeudy, and he kind of just got stuck for a second, and that was enough. Jeudy for the big-time touchdown. Can I see this one more time here at the end? Look how Awuzie right there kind of just stops. Oh, man. Big touchdown, Cleveland. It's back to 10. And now their defense on 3rd and 10 is going to get a pass deflection by Ward, looking for D-Hop one-on-one, and they get a quick 3 and out. So we got ourselves a ball game. It's only a 10-point game as he's going up again. This time Malachi Starks is back there, and it's knocked away by Awuzie. We're not falling for it again. Not again. Playing too deep that time, and we get a quick 3 and out. Is absolutely wide open, but so is Isaiah Likely, and Likely's got some room to run. He's got a first. Yeah, Andrews was just wide open. That play just worked out perfectly either way. Now go back to Derrick Henry. Henry getting some blocks from Flowers as well. Breaks 1 tackle. First down up to the 21. Here in the 4th quarter now, trying to hang on for this victory and take over first place in the AFC North. Move Henry over. In the middle of the field. Nobody is there. We could have went to Henry, but just run out of time. And Lamar is brought down. As you can see, Myles Garrett is back. So 3rd and 21. Just got to be careful here. But a wide open Zay Flowers. And Zay's got it in for the touchdown. On a 3rd and 21. Lamar finds Zay. 2nd of the game for him. 3rd for Lamar. Back up to 17. Great protection that time. Allowing that route to develop means Zay just cooked him off the line. 31-14. As Junkins still running tough. 7 minutes left, though. I mean, down 17. You got to start throwing the ball and getting some big plays. This is the one deficiency of this Ravens defense that gives you concern as Gabriel finally slides down is the pass rush. You know, that is going to be the real key of trying to get a pass rush, especially ending games if you had the lead, but that helps out a lot. That is a big sack for newly acquired Draymond Jones, which I hope he can make a difference, especially getting better and better week to week. 3rd and 13, we leave him wide open. Tillman's got it, and that's a catch and a first down for Cleveland. So Cleveland with a big first down, now down to the 4. 2nd and goal. They hand to Judkins, who gets around the edge, and he's in for the touchdown. Cleveland is not going away. They get this back within 10. 3:44 left. Humphrey is okay. Hand injury, actually what he has in real life. All right, they're going to onside kick this here with 3:44 left. Here we go, onside kick, and it's Kyle Hamilton's going to come up with a recovery. So now, just got to get the first downs, run this clock, and get out of Cleveland with a big win. And this to Derrick Henry. That's going to help out a lot, and Henry's got a first down. Schlesinger is shaken up. Man, come on. That's just stops the clock as well. Now we hand off to Justice Hill, who's got the first. Could have went in for the touchdown. But I'm more concerned about the time and getting rid of their timeouts. As I say that, I don't think we have much of a choice here, but Derrick Henry in for another score. Back up to 17 it goes. Make this a 38-21 ball game. And now let's see if our defense can actually close this one out and not allow Cleveland to get another touchdown for another onside kick. So they got 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning, 2:36 left. Gabriel to throw. And there you go, KVN. Kyle Van Noy with the sack. That's what we need. We need some really good pressure. And Kyle Van Noy applied it there. 3rd and 15. It's Van Noy again. And because he gets hit, Gabriel, the ball just floats right there, incomplete. And now 4th and 15. This is your ball game. Gabriel looking. He misses his receiver underneath. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And we can run out the clock and have the victory. 38-21. That'll be 4 in a row. Go to 5-5. And yeah, with the Pittsburgh loss, the Baltimore Ravens, after being 1-5, are now in head of the AFC North. It is crazy to think about. Lamar, 3 touchdowns. Henry, 27 for 175. And look at this ridiculous stat. I mean, that's a little absurd. 17 broken tackles. You would have think we have the CB attacking at like 15. No. No, it's not that. It's like 45 or 50. It's like almost a default. That's crazy. Zay over 100, 2 touchdowns. Andrew with the 1 touchdown. Yeah, Derrick Henry is just a different animal. No doubt about it. Tackle-wise, not much tackle-wise. But we did have Van Noy with a big sack. And then, yeah, Hamilton and Awuzie. You could have multiple picks, honestly, with a couple more of those. Let's take a look. So, yeah, New England obviously won. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, Cincinnati 31-17. They beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is so same. It's just a weird team. I don't know. I think offensively, they just don't have any weapons. They just don't. This is the big score down here. Look at this game. 6-3. The Broncos beat the Chiefs 6-3. Wow. That is a low-scoring game. But here we go. 5-5 now. Pittsburgh drops to 5-5. 2 in a row loss for them. And Cincinnati is still in there. Joe Burrow, he says he wants to return Thanksgiving, which is a Ravens-Bengals game. Who knows? Maybe he's returning a little bit too soon. I don't know. We'll see. But Cincinnati has some hope. So, yeah, that'll do it for this one. Like I said, probably 1 game at a time. If we do 2, it's just going to go way fast. Jets are up next. 2-8. I think their defense is solid. They got some guys. Offensively, though, it's a struggle. So, at home, we have to get this win before we go into that Thanksgiving night game against Cincinnati. So, everybody, if you like this series, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We'll have more coming. Bears content, Purdue content. It's all coming out. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.